blah blah blah. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be recording a video about something called self-care. You might have heard this word kicked around Tumblr a lot, and maybe you heard it from other people who struggle with mental health issues, or it's kind of a big part of the whole like positivity will change your life movement that's happening right now. Basically, it just involves like making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure you're treating yourself well. Like you always make sure you treat other people well. Like you wouldn't be rude to your friend, or if it was like your friend was having a bad day, like you try to cheer them up. You wouldn't, keep bringing them down or whatever. And it's just kind of applying the same logic to yourself. So before I start this whole video, I want to just get it out of the way that I don't know you, whoever's watching this. I don't know you at all. I mean, I might know you, but like generally I don't. I don't know what you're struggling with. I don't know what your mental health place is. I don't know what you need in your recovery. This is just kind of a video I really want to make because I know that I struggle with it a lot, and it's more of an advice letter to myself than anyone else, honestly. It's just like based on my own experience. And also, I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination. This is not official medical advice. You can't say a doctor told me to do this. This is just, again, some observations I made in my life. So, back to the whole how the internet treats self-care. So, a lot of the times you'll see this on the internet and they'll say, oh, make sure you take care of yourself before anyone else, and if you aren't feeling well or you are in a bad headspace someday, you can just don't go to school, you don't owe an explanation to anyone, and all this stuff, and like, well, that's all well and good, and I wish that's how the world worked. It's not, and that's also not really how your brain works and how mood and depression works. Like, you can't just say nothing else matters except for my own self, and not even just in a selfish way, but you just can't say nothing else matters except for my own health. I'm just gonna blow off whatever I don't want to do, or whatever seems a little bit overwhelming, or whatever. Like, that isn't gonna help you. And it's more of a give up on yourself method than a work on yourself method. So I know that I do that a lot. I kind of just set myself up for failure almost. Like if I feel like I need to take a mental health day like this, as they call it, I'll end up just making myself worse than I was before. Because the way that it's set up is like, oh, sometimes you just need a day to relax and watch Netflix and not do anything and just eat junk food all day. And, well, that's okay to do every once in a while. If that's what you're doing once a week because you can't fathom going to work or you can't fathom going to school, like, that's not going to work. That's not going to help you. Like, you have to think about it in the long term. Like, is sitting here and watching TV all day going to make me feel not depressed tomorrow? Or is sitting here watching TV all day going to stop an anxiety attack at the end of the week from happening? That kind of thing. So the example I'm going to use is like, let's say you have a cold, like a physical cold, your nose is running like I just had last week, you're coughing, you're not feeling good, you have a fever. You don't just sit around and eat Twinkies all day. Don't eat Twinkies. You don't sit around and eat, candy all day and doing nothing and just kind of feeling sorry for yourself. You take some medicine, you drink lots of water, you take your temperature every couple hours to check up on yourself. You'll eat some soup and some maybe fruit and take a vitamin maybe, and you'll administer treatments to yourself, like you'll maybe take an oatmeal bath, you'll steam your sinuses or take a nasal spray or whatever, like, depends on the sickness. Like, if you have a stomachache, you might drink ginger ale to make it, like, calm. Like, you don't just sit there and let it happen to you and hope it'll go away. And the same thing kind of applies to mental health. Like, when you're having a bad episode or a bad day, you shouldn't just sit there and let it happen to you. You need to take control of the situation and work towards overcoming that situation instead of just letting it happen to you. So it's the same thing. Like, you should be eating nutritiously, at least for the most part. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be 100% willing to, like, go make yourself a salad when you're super depressed, but don't not eat, I guess, is the first thing. Number one, eat anything. Even if you are going to eat all junk food, just don't starve yourself. Just don't do that. And then, if that's not a problem, try not to only eat junk food, and then try to eat healthy food. So, make sure you have at least a fruit, like one fruit, or make sure you're drinking water, or make sure you're not just eating a bunch of grease and salt that's going to make you feel worse about yourself, or that's just going to make you more lethargic. and you're going to want to rest. That doesn't mean sleeping until all day. I mean, I'm not going to try to tell you not to watch Netflix because that's just unrealistic. But I think it's important to make sure that what you're engaging with on these days is positive and not, like, you have to be aware of, like, why am I watching this? Is this making me sad? Is this making me upset? So, you know, try to do things, maybe, and some people might have medication that they take when they're having an episode of whatever they're having an episode of. Don't just lay there in the darkness hating yourself. Like, you need to, like, I know it's hard. I'm saying this, like, get your ass out of bed. Like, come on, it's no big deal. But, and I know that it's hard, and that's why I'm making this video for myself as well, is, like, when you're having these days, you just don't want to get out of bed, and the thought of even putting your feet on the ground sounds like carrying the earth on your shoulders. But just take the smallest step. Just the small, like, go put some pants on. Even if they're like leggings or you know, yoga pants that are just barely pants, put them on. Give your face a splash of water. You know, read the news. Do something that's going to make you feel better and not just ignore what's going on. Things that I found that helps me whenever I do manage to get that together, whenever I do manage to inspire myself to get the hell out of bed. If it's a bad anxiety day, I usually will take a bath, meditate. I find that organizing my life helps a lot. Like if I make a schedule for the next couple days, or if I make a list of all the things I need to get done, or tidy my desk, it helps like tidy my headspace as well. Feel less anxious and overwhelmed about whatever's making me anxious. I also like to read fantasy, like really epic, like fantasy novels, like so far removed from your life that you can like project and like ignore, like escape. And also journaling is really important. Writing a journal about what you're feeling, how you're feeling, what made you feel that way, how you can avoid or better deal with it the next time, is really helpful. And so when I'm having a bad depression day, I do different things because, at least for me, my depression and my anxiety are like opposing forces. And so they kind of fight each other. So while I do these things for anxiety, I will do something completely different for depression. Like I will watch comedy, just straight up comedy, whether it's about like a stand-up comedian, just like talking and joking. Also, it's really important when you're feeling depressed to go outside, even if it's just out on your porch or out in your yard, or go for a walk around the block, or like whatever. Just go outside, feel the sun in your face. I also will do stuff like I'll pamper myself. Like for example, I will make myself like a really epic like grilled cheese sandwich. You know, I'll go the extra mile to make myself feel more worthy. And also, you know, YouTube, this wonderful world that we are in right now. Just go watch some videos and, you know, watch a baby laugh its head off while someone's ripping paper in front of it. Watch a little kid tell you you can do it, you know. Watch a cat, a really, really big dog, and a tiny little kitten cuddle because they're friends, even though nature tells them they shouldn't be what they are. Like, just go and watch something that's just heartwarming and mind-numbing. So like I said, like I do different things for anxiety versus depression, but the one thing that both of them, and I think basically every mental health situation that you could possibly be facing with, and that's a huge generalization, I realize, and a huge claim, but I actually do think that this is true. Every type of mental health problem that you're facing, talking to someone is key. It's so important. You need other people to like form a support system to help you. And for people like me who don't want to talk to someone face to face or don't want to feel like they're bothering people, there's really good websites. One of them is called I'm Alive, and it's crisis counseling. So you go on there, you log, and it's chat based, so you don't even have to talk to anyone on the phone. It's chat based. You can go on there. If they're really busy, so it might be offline for a little while, so you might have to refresh a couple times. But yeah, you go on there. All of their volunteers are trained with crisis management, and so they'll be able to talk to you about like what's going on and like where to move forward. And there's also a website called 7 Cups of Tea, I think it's called. That is an audio call, but still, it's for a lot of people like who have social anxiety or don't want to bother the people in their lives. It's a really good resource. So basically, what I'm saying is, mental health is shitty. Well, having mental health is good, but having mental health problems is shitty. and it should be treated like an actual illness, where you don't just give up on everything, drop everything in the ground, and throw away a whole day. You need to actively try to get better. It's not just going to get better by itself. Nicole, like, I'm talking to myself here so much, it's ridiculous. But, like, it's not just going to get better by itself. You can't just, go to a therapist one time. You need to put in the work. And I know it's so hard, and it's so easy to just relax and not do it, and to just think, oh, I just need a day and I'll be fine the next day, but then suddenly the next day's not that great either, and the next day's not that great, and then you have to take another day, and it's just a spiral. And it's just so much more helpful to try to do these, like, affirming things than detrimental things. So, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Pretty boring video, I know, but something that was, like, weighing on my heart a lot, and, like, I'm on a mental health day right now. I left school because I was feeling a little overwhelmed by whatever. I was just feeling overwhelmed, and I needed to go home. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of what I had to say. If you have any more advice or tips or tricks or maybe methods that you use when you're having one of these days. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.